Hey, I'm Josh Olin, Treyarch's community manager, and we've brought Call of Duty Black Ops here to Stockholm to show off the game. There's definitely a recipe to Call of Duty that makes it a Call of Duty, and it's something that players would expect. And that's still there. You still see that cinematic intensity, you still see that edge of your seat, white knuckle action. But I think where the magic really lies is with the pacing of the game. And in our stealth sequences, you're not like trying to evade detection because you're overpowered. You're trying to do it. You're trying to evade detection because it's part of your mission. If the shit does hit the fan, you know how to control yourself, and you're going to be able to handle the situation just fine. That's what you get when you're the most lethal fighting force of the era. The writing team and the design team at Treyarch put extensive biographies together for all of the characters in our game. So we know basically the entire background for any one of these characters, what military branches they were a part of, what they did. And this helped us, identify and define who these characters were. What kind of attitude would they have? Would they be jaded towards a certain agency? Would they be would they have trust issues? Things like that. And then we could based on that determine what kind of things they would say and how they would act and perform on the screen. So then when we go to cast our performers for these roles, we make sure that we're casting people who sort of fit the bill, fit the personality of the characters. So take Woods, for example. We went to the motion capture studio. One of our stunt actors who was going to perform his moves just happened to have a brash voice and this attitude about him, just the way he carried himself. Really just cried out to us as that's Woods. That's exactly who we envisioned for Woods. So you got the role. You're our guy. And we kind of got lucky with that one. We're still working on some of the casting for other characters. We haven't announced any of them yet. But yes, and sometimes you just can't get it perfect. Sometimes the voice needs to be from somebody who doesn't do the actual performances. In which case, we'll have the performance of the original actor on screen, and then the final voice actor can listen to the rate at which they deliver their lines, and they can deliver them in the same way, lip syncing with the actual visual on the screen. So it still, is a seamless transition. We have retired Lieutenant Colonel from the U.S. Army, Hank Kiersey. He's been with the franchise since its inception, since Call of Duty 1, and he's been a great resource over the years to give us that kind of direction that we need, that last little bit of detail, give that military eye. For this game, we needed more of a specialized advisors, so one of the books we were reading on the subject matter for S.O.G was Major John Plaster's book titled S.O.G, and he's a veteran of the Studies and Observations group. He was on the ground in Vietnam, part of this group, and so he was able to tell us firsthand anecdotes about some of the stuff that they did. He was able to take a look at the game, give us pointers as to what kind of gear his team would be bringing behind enemy lines. How they would carry that gear, the things that they would do, the formations they would use. It was really, really interesting. Now, we also talked to Sonny Pazikas from the Russian side of Black Ops. He's a former Russian Spetsnaz, so he actually got to tell us how their training differed and the tactics that they used and how different their fighting style was from maybe more of your traditional Western military. And it was really fascinating. They learned how to not die. They actually would fire live ammunition at their soldiers, at their operatives, so that they knew what it felt like. So that way when it happened on the battlefield, they'd be that much more prepared. They wouldn't feel as panicked, and they could keep their emotions in check.
Contact!